Here's a list of a few things that could actually disturb you from getting a good night's rest. The first are night terrors. These typically occur in children ages 3 to 12. They happen earlier on in the night during stage 4 sleep, and these are scary. If you've ever seen them, a child will typically wake up just screaming with an accelerated heart rate, high breathing, and appear terrified. They will seldom actually fully wake up and can be calmed and sent back to bed. But they don't really recall it in the morning. Typically, they don't have storylines, and these are different from nightmares, which do have storylines. They're a type of dream. They occur towards the morning during REM sleep, and we have more REM sleep towards the morning hours as well. Sleepwalking or sleep talking also typically happens during a deep stage 4 type sleep when we are mobile. Remember, during REM sleep, we're typically paralyzed. And some crazy things happen then. I remember my brother sleepwalking once, and when he was about probably 9, and he took the milk out of the refrigerator and set it on the counter, and we all made fun of him in the morning. And that was all fine and dandy. That typically does occur more commonly in children ages 3 to 7 and earlier on in the evening, because that's when deep sleep happens, so parents and other family members are often awake to witness it. 4% of adults do report sleepwalking, but sometimes sleepwalking can be a terrible thing. There's a curious case, that of Kenneth Parks, who on May 23rd of 1987, he was a 23-year-old Canadian. He had a wife and a daughter, and he was really stressed, and he remembers falling asleep and waking up the next morning and has no recollection of driving 15 miles to his wife's parents' house, killing his mother-in-law, and severely injuring his father-in-law. And he went to the police station, turned himself in afterwards, and reports recalling nothing. And of course, no one believed him. But they did some studies on his head and found that he did have some sleep disorders, and he had very abnormal sleep waves while sleeping, and that he was really stressed out. And he actually was acquitted because they said he was in fact asleep and unconscious for the whole thing. Insomnia, this is a persistent problem in falling or staying asleep. Narcolepsy occurs when someone is overcome by sleepiness. They'll just fall asleep instantly for small bursts of time, and they'll fall directly into REM sleep. And sleep apnea is when someone temporarily stops breathing during sleep and can cause repeated and annoying awakenings. And this is typically treated just by breathing treatments or even surgeries to improve breathing. There's also things like bruxism, which is teeth grinding. There's restless leg syndrome, like an itching or burning, annoying sensation in the legs. And so all sorts of things that can disrupt a good night's sleep.